with MSNBC political analyst Michelle Bernard and the Washington Post's Perry Bacon. President Obama's former opponent, Senator John McCain, lined up behind his plan for withdrawal from Iraq. Take a look at this.
I believe the president's withdrawal is a reasonable one. I am cautiously optimistic that the plan as laid out by the president can lead to success.
Perry, the only ripples of dissent that I've picked up thus far in the less than 10 hours since President Obama spoke down at Camp Lejeune to the withdrawal plan have been from the left, from Speaker Pelosi, a muted dissent, but it's there, and from Harry Reid, the Senate Majority Leader. President Obama's approval ratings now hover around in between 65 and 70%, depending on what poll you read. Do you think it's possible, given Pelosi and Harry Reid's dissent from the withdrawal plan from Iraq, that President Obama's approval rating could hit 90 by the end of the weekend?
That's a funny way to phrase that question. I don't think the opposition in this case is going to be very significant to this. There are a lot of Democrats who are concerned about the number of troops and want it to be lower. I'm not sure they're going to be able to change the plan fundamentally that Obama's laid out already, which seems to have found a lot of support among Republicans, as you noted. And I think he's very popular right now, which makes his influence much stronger than the leadership on the Hill.
Michelle, did you get a chance to read or see any portions of the speech there at Camp Lejeune?
I did, and I thought it was a good speech. I thought it was measured. I think he has been doing what the American public has been asking for a very long time, and being very measured in his tone, giving us a sense of confidence, and also making people feel that he has heard what the American public is saying. He is sticking to basically the vows he made when he was campaigning for president, but he's withdrawing from Iraq in a way that seems to be reasonable, and that's what most people want. I think all of the dissension that we hear only from Democrats, really on the far left side of the Democratic Party, I think people are going to be asking themselves, what else do you want? Because he clearly is demonstrating, I think, very good leadership skills, whether you agree with all of his policy decisions or not.
Yeah, I've got to tell you, there's certainly been a lot of chatter on cable and certainly a lot of ink spilled in the newspapers across this country about the president's speech before the joint session the other night. But for my money, today's speech down at Camp Lejeune, given where it was given, down at Camp Lejeune, North Carolina, where so many young Marines have gone to war over the years, and the tone of the speech, the tenor of the speech, the fact that he cited the tremendous sacrifices made by military families at a point in time in our country's history when so few of us have been asked to make counter-sacrifices. I just thought it was a stunning performance. Did you get a chance to watch it or read the speech, Perry?
I did. I mean, the important thing politically is this is one of the things he promised, throughout the 2 years he was president. He promised, I will take the troops out of Iraq. And so he actually is implementing that now, which I think is very important. I mean, in a political sense, in terms of people are very tired of having the troops in Iraq. And I think that's something he's fulfilled this campaign goal that he pledged over and over and over again.
It is just, you keep wondering what the definition of win is in New York, as that word was tossed about so much during last fall's campaign and for the past few years. But it was interesting watching him speak today down there. But on another topic, I mean, the president's travel plans over the past several months have taken him to various states that he carried last fall that had been captured by the Republicans. Nevada, North Carolina specifically. He was in North Carolina today, obviously. Nevada a few weeks ago. He's been in Virginia. He's been in Indiana. What do you think that's about? Do you think it's politics, Perry, or do you think it's just the fact that, he went there and made commitments to people who were hurting during the campaign, and now he's back to show them that he's not forgetting them? What do you think it is all about?
His location was pretty logical today in terms of going to a place close with a military base. But that said, yes, I think he's going to these states intentionally. These are states that that don't traditionally go Democratic, went Democratic in 2008, and states that he wants to win again in 2012. So I think the overall, I'm not sure about today, but I think the overall plan has been to try to make sure to visit those states. He had one of his economic stimulus visits in Indiana particularly, and I think that was very targeted at the state they want to keep in Democratic control in 2012.